So I'm doing lash extensions on my mannequin head for school. It is not completely realistic because these are the false lashes we are given, which are a lot thinner and finer than actual, like natural eyelashes on a human, but it is so we just get practice. The brand we use is Christina Alexandria. These are the 12 mm, and this is the curl. It's the larger curl, but that also depends on the brand. But this is what they look like. So they're pretty curly. This is the smallest size, and I just did that on the outer and inner corners. And what I'm gonna try to do is give it like a gradient effect, so the more it comes into the center of the lashes, it'll get longer and curlier. So right now I'm going to go in with the 13 mm because these ones are the more medium sized, and the 15 mm is what we're going to use on the actual middle in the center. So I have my glue ready right here. It comes with a little stone, which you can see right there, but I cover it with tinfoil so I don't have to continuously clean the stone and no glue gets on it. And you really don't need a whole lot because this stuff goes a long way. I have the tweezers that I use to apply the lashes, and then I have my other tweezers that I use to separate the lashes. And then I have this little thing, and it's just to dry the lash better and make sure it's cured before moving on. And then I have a spoolie, which is just to kind of make sure that there's a lift, because, or I mean a bounce, because if there's not, then that means that you glued the lash extension to the skin. So, and we don't want that, or the gel pad at least. So we have gel pads. Let me get one out. We have these gel pads, but since it's a mannequin, this won't stick, so I just put tape. And normally you would clean the lashes, you would prime them, all that, but again, because these are fake lashes, we won't do that. So I'm going to get these lashes ready and I'll be right back. So even though you can't see it, I'm just rubbing the belly of the lash extension in the glue, and then any excess I dabbed off, and that's just to make sure there's no excess glue. And here I'm separating the lash, and I'm going to, oh, it's kind of awkward, I'm going to just stick it right on there, and then this usually cures in about 4 to 6 seconds, I believe, but there's times where it'll take a little longer. And a thing that you should remember when doing lash extensions is whatever way you put the extensions on is the way it's going to cure. So if you put it on crooked, it's going to cure crooked. And sometimes it's easy to fix, but other times it's not. And the reason I'm doing all 3 sizes is because it'll give it a more gradient look, and it'll look more natural. Because although these are the largest or more curled extensions, it'll help it a lot to look natural, or at least as natural as possible. Also, if you are getting extensions or you are doing extensions, make sure you do a patch test at least 24 hours before with the glue, but I would also do the primer and everything else because that's right on your eye, and you definitely don't want any reaction from this because that'll just go bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is a very, very tedious job, so if you are not a patient person, I really do not suggest doing this. Also, don't worry about this, the lashes that like fly off or fly out of your tweezers because it doesn't really matter. There's all these other ones for that reason. So, it does get annoying, trust me, but it really does not matter. And with lash extensions, you want to stay at least 1 millimeter away from the lash line because, again, this glue can be very irritating. And who would want a lash extension just sticking glued on to their eye, you know? So, and these are the individuals. I do believe that there's ones that come with more. Like, I'll try to find them, and if I do, I'll put that in the description box, but alright, I'm gonna finish this side up real quick, and then I'll come back when I do the other side, and yeah. So now I'm on the other side, and I already put one on, but yeah, that was just because the lash that I was going to put on wasn't working out, so I had to get a different one. But it's just the same exact process as before. You just rub in the belly of the lash extension, dab off any extra, isolate the eyelash you're going to put it on, which this part can be very tricky. And you also have to be very careful because if you go through the tape, then that means if this were a client, you would have injured them. And you don't want that. And I'm going to put 7 of these lashes on each side, which I have to go back in on this side because I missed 2, but Also, go through after they're cured and separate them just to make sure that they don't get stuck together. Now that the corners are done, which I might have to go in and fill in a couple little sparse areas, but now I'm going to go in with the largest size, the largest size, which is 15 mm, and I'm going to put 12. And anything else I will fill in, but this is just to make everything come together. And I'm starting like a little bit further into the center just to make sure I don't have anything else to fill in, but in case I do, I will have enough room to do so. And then another thing you can do is dab it onto the gel pad or tape, so you don't have to go back and do it on the tinfoil. A few more left to do. So I filled in what I had to with the other, the 13 mm. And now I did the 15 mm and now I'm finishing it because I needed more than 50 lashes. So I'm just doing that now. As you can see, or at least I hope you can see it, there's only a few left, and so I just decided to go in with 10. I'm almost done with this side, and then I'll have this side, and I might have a couple more left, but yeah, so that's where we're at right now, and I'll show you guys the final product. So here's the final look. I'm very, very pleased with this. And this is that bounce I was talking about earlier. So if it doesn't bounce like that, then you know you put entirely too much glue. So one thing I do still definitely need to work on is my spacing. So if you can tell, hold on. If you can notice these, so the ones that are, hold on, sorry. The ones that are spaced like that is how it should be. But, you know, there's others that are a little more spaced or too close. But overall, I'm very pleased with this. And I would love to hear your feedback. So just let me know what you think.